Hello guys, Sujara speaking. Welcome to LJPCBM episode number 1291. Today reacting to Very OddGamer episode Jump Force. And a fun fact, folks, I did make a cameo appearance on that episode, and I would like to thank Lucas who made the MobileCon 4 days this year, who wanted to see me in person sometime around this week, because that last Saturday, because it was an honor for me to see him in person the first time. And it was him saying, "Can't talk right now, Luke, it's nice to meet you." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's nice to meet you as well." I'm like, "Okay." But that was it, and that was the only time I met Lucas, the Very OddGamer creator, in person. So I just want to thank him. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I met him and Zachary Noah the first time in person. And Billy, if you watch this episode right now, this is for you, because I let Remix and Billy recommend this episode, this Very OddGamer episode, because especially the rest of these Very OddGamer stuff for you. If you love Baby Jen, you're gonna love Very OddGamer. So there you go on that. So let's react to Very OddGamer Jump Force, beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Very OddGamer and Jump Force. It's a Dragon Ball Z episode. It's like over 9,000 million. Continue on. Anyway, Talzon's my Keyblade mistress. Okay, let's continue on. Wow.
Hello, internet viewers. I'm the Fairly OddGamer. Can you believe this? I managed to reach 1,000 subscribers on this very channel.
Wow.
If only there was a certain game I could review for this very special occasion.
Hey gamer, we just wanted to take a moment to congratulate you on reaching 1,000 subscribers. That's a really impressive accomplishment.
Oh, thanks guys, it really means a lot.
No, it was great, and I'm like, wow. And I want to thank you for that. So, there you go, continue on.
You know, I'm very
On behalf of Barnabas, Rumpy, and myself, we'd love to see you take a look at the anime crossover game Jump Force.
Wait, what?
All three of us think that your fans would love to see you playing it. Thanks again for all your hard work, and last I gotta say, stand up for your thoughts, and have a free mind every round.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, who in their right mind would want me to review Jump Force for 1,000 subscribers?
You've got to.
Okay. It all makes sense, because, you know, my cameo is going to come up any moment now. I don't know who's going to happen next between now and this and everything like that, but, you know, he's originally going to do something like this, but then this happened, and surprisingly enough, I made a cameo on that. But, you know, continue on.
Jump Force, man. That game was so bad, even my boy Yugi couldn't save it. I need
You know, it can make sense, but, you know, that's just me.
to review Jump Force, or else I'll make you review Sonic 06 instead.
You know, it can make sense.
Don't play Jump Force. I never played Jump Force.
I agree, because look at this man. Look at this man. He's just like, you're a wise man. Thank you. My cameo's up next, folks. Here it goes. Please review Jump Force. And this is the last time you see me with this poster and this, the gun, things like that. And this balloon scene here. Overall, what happened in this picture, it was right there. Right, and the normal towards it's my brother's room. So, what's taking its place? The Funko Pops. So, there you go. Let's continue on.
OddGamer, review Jump Force.
Is it true you're gonna be reviewing Jump Force? I say yes! Review everything in Jump Force. The graphics, the music, the combat. Do it! Do it! Do it, do it, do it! Now!
Okay, fine. I'll review Jump Force. Yeah! But before I do, let me tell you about a little thing called anime.
Okay.
For the remainder of the human race that don't know, anime is commonly known as a Japanese anime movie or TV show. As such, the art of anime would eventually become worldwide with other countries, including America, and would lead to the creation of anime-style movies and or TV shows such as Avatar: The Last Airbender, Teen Titans, and no, not the remake,
Which is stupid, I know. If you watch this remix, it's for you, buddy. Continue on.
Korra, Castlevania, and even Samurai Jack. Some
Wow.
of the popular anime include movies like Akira, as well as the Studio Ghibli library such as Spirited Away, Kiki
If you watch this Bob show, it's for you. Continue on.
Delivery Service, and My Neighbor Totoro.
Wow.
And shows like Dragon Ball Z, Full Metal Alchemist, My Hero Academia, Pokemon, Sailor
Yeah, I hate Pokemon for the passion.
Moon, Death Note, and Attack on Titan, among others. But for those who remember a time before the internet, then you might remember some classics like Astro Boy and Speed Racer. Throughout the years, the love of anime has become a worldwide phenomenon from fan groups and even a nation of cosplays.
Wow.
Have you ever thought about a game in which characters from some of the well-known anime shows join forces to defeat one villain? I mean one that was localized in the US.
No.
Well, in 2019, we got a game that pretty much explains what I just said. Jump Force. Now, some of you may be asking why I'm reviewing this game in the first place. Well, I have a few reasons.
1. I've never covered anime on this channel until now. 2. I mostly cover licensed games on this channel, and this game technically counts. 3rd, and most importantly, most of the comments on an April Fool's video I did were flooded with people wanting me to review this game.
So yeah, I've
Come
got tons of requests to play this game for the past 2 years. You
Well.
asked for it, and now it's your fault. So by popular demand, it's time for this guy to talk about Jump Force for the Xbox One.
Okay.
Happy 1,000 subscribers, everyone.
We say the game was published by Bandai Namco Entertainment and developed by Spike Chunsoft, which long ago made Dragon Quest famous.
Wow.
It starts off with Frieza attacking New York City, only to be confronted by Goku from Dragon Ball Z, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, and Naruto from, well, Naruto. But it turns out that Frieza is not alone because he's joined by an army of mind-controlled villains called Venoms. Sorry guys, no Spider-Man related symbiotes here.
No, not at all. It was creepy. I love this guy. Venom. Look at him.
For confrontation between Frieza and Goku, Frieza attacks via laser. Me? Help me, I'm dying here! I want to go to HFIL!
Wow. From early English, we can Dragon Ball. Home for infinite losers. Continue on.
Thankfully, Trunks saves my life by a cybernetic device called an Umbrus Cube, which allows me to fight like an anime character. Speaking of which, I didn't create my own avatar and even give it a name. There we go. My name is Anime Gamer. So let's get started with the game's prologue, Rebirth. It's here we're introduced to a robot navigator named Navigator. Appropriate name. This chapter serves as the game's tutorial level in which you learn how to move, fight, and defend yourself. So as you can tell, it's a one-on-one fighting game similar to the likes of an early 1999 Capcom arcade game called Power Stone. You can use regular and heavy attacks as well as smashes, throw your opponents, and even guard your opponent's attacks. You also have a health meter and an ability meter, which allows you to perform special moves. More on that later. Once that's done, Goku and Trunks alongside me head back to headquarters via teleportation, which serves as the hub world for this game.
Okay.
It's here we're introduced to both Luffy and Naruto, as well as this guy named Director Glover. No, not that Glover.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Pixar Glover. Continue on.
Where are we exactly?
ようこそアンブラッシュベースへ。
Wow.
ここはベノムズと戦う者たちが集う人類反抗の拠点だ。
Okay, hold up. How come the subtitles get translated and not the dialogue?
I understand a lot of anime fans would rather watch them sub rather than dub, but why not have a feature in which the dialogue can be translated?
But if not, then expect someone to make Jump Force a break, provided that the copyright goblins aren't in pursuit. Anyway, Glover is the director of Jump Force, a group of heroes from both the Jump series and the real world who be able to stop the interdimensional threat of the Venoms. And thankfully, you're invited to join them due to your newfound powers. Yeah, for those who don't know, these characters are based on a manga series called Shonen Jump, which is said to be one of the best-selling manga magazines of all time.
Wow.
Even though I'm not familiar with the manga itself, I am familiar with some of the anime shows that are based on that very manga franchise.
Wow.
Now, where was I? Oh yeah, Director Glover talks about these other worlds beyond the world of reality called Jump Worlds, which the Venoms have caused massive destruction towards.
Wow.
Luckily, these heroes known as the Jump Force are called upon to stand against the forces of evil. Not only do they come from these Jump Worlds, but they also come from the real world, like myself. So basically, this whole game is a giant self-insert fanfiction. It's here in New York where we come across our two villains, a fusion of Cell and Kratos named Kane, and a rejected Sky Dancer named Galena. But most importantly, the Emperor died!
Wow.
Of course, their objective is to take over not only the Jump World, but also the real world. This leads to the first chapter of the game, Seeds of Evil. It's here where we decide which Jump Force team I get to join. But before deciding, you have to talk to the leaders of each team within their bases. First there's Team Alpha led by Goku, who works to contain the Venom's invasion. Then there's Team Beta led by Luffy, who are tasked with reclaiming territory that the Venoms had occupied. Hopefully not taking 1,000+ episodes to do so.
うちのチームはサンジがいるから飯がうめえぞ
Oh really? What kind? You told me we were having rice balls!
Is that a cookie? Hold on. These are cookies? Continue on.
And finally Team Gamma led by Naruto, whose main focus is to infiltrate enemy territory in order to gather intel. While I did narrow my decision down to Alpha and Gamma, I ultimately decided to join Team Gamma. While it doesn't affect your status to certain missions, it does, however, determine my starter moves for the story.
Makes sense.
This chapter as the second tutorial round because it shows you some of the more advanced techniques when in battle. They include taking down your opponent, escaping your opponent's attacks, and focusing on enough energy in order to fill up your ability gauge up to level 5. Why, you may ask? Because it allows you to perform these special moves that I mentioned earlier. Also, you see that diamond meter around your photo? That's your awakening meter, which can be charged by either using your abilities or by taking enough damage. Once it's filled up, then you can either awaken your fighter giving more damage, or perform your awakening attack. At the end of each battle, whether you win or lose, you'll be able to earn experience points as well as gold, which is pretty much the game's currency. So Glover wants me to complete a mission with my teammates, and this is what you're doing for almost the entire game. You can find whether somewhere in the game via map, or by finding a mission booth. There are 4 types of missions in this game, but the key missions are the most important out of the 4 because completing those missions allow you to progress through the game's story. The other types include free missions that allow you to choose any jump fighters on your team in order to complete said objectives, extra missions that can be unlocked by completing certain team missions, and tutorial missions that can not only be unlocked as you progress through the story, but they also allow you to refresh your memory about the game's basic mechanics. Platinum Namek is under attack by the Venoms, and Vegeta is also spotted.
父さんが父さんベジータってブランクスの父ちゃんなのかはい
Yeah, I knew about that since playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Yeah.
I, along with Trunks and Goku, have to defeat Venoms as well as Vegeta, who is under control of said Venoms. Better get this taken care of, lest we forget a repeat of what happened last time he was on Namek.
Wow.
After Vegeta lets out an Umbrus Cube, which gets retrieved by Navigator, he's back to normal. At least for now. So it turns out that the power of the Umbrus Cube could be used for good or evil depending on how their host intends to use it. Sometimes it can help you as an ally rather than as an enemy, and other times it can be the other way around. As a result, Vegeta decides to join Jump Force, but in order to restore the world back to its former self, our allies have to be rescued from Felicia's mind control via Umbrus Cube. At the shiny metallic layer, our next chapter begins with the Big Bad reads an Umbrus book about the shattered Jump Worlds. Back at home base, they're tasked to collect more Umbrus Cubes and rescue more possessed fighters. They include Ryu Saiba from City Hunter, Gone Freaks from Hunter x Hunter, Zototo Kuro from Hey Look, a JoJo reference! Wow. From Yu Yu Hakusho, and Dai from Dragon Quest, The Adventures of, well, Dai. Wait a minute, Dragon Quest? Spike Chunsoft?
Okay, Dragon Quest 3? Okay, Dragon Quest 3 Seeds of Solution. That makes more sense. Continue on.
Pretty sneaky there, game. They even encounter Hiroka Moro, an antagonist from Hunter x Hunter, who looks like a playing card-obsessed Joker. Eventually, I come across Light Lagami, the holder of the Death Note. While he claims to be a normal human being with no special powers, The wisest Shinigami, named Rick beside him, aside from reasons explaining the manga. Is he in cahoots with the bad guys trying to pull off his good guy scandal? More importantly, why does the Rick have a voice in this game?
Wow. Is that a suit-laid Harry Potter or something? I don't know.
Kind of strange the more I think about it. After finding more Venoms, not including Biscuit and Maroon from Hunter x Hunter, as well as Todoroki from My Hero Academia and Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, we see Light and Ryo talk about the power of the Dragon Balls as Kane releases more Venoms from his Umbros book, which would end up getting defeated by our heroes. Eventually, we receive SOS from Gaara as he's tracked Kane in Asia. And now we know that Kane can use the Umbros cubes to clone jump villains like Toguro from Yu Yu Hakusho. It's here we're introduced to Kane, but uh-oh, it looks like Gaara is under Umbros cube control, but those are saved by the
real superpower of teamwork!
Okay. Continue on.
Assuming that Kane was the culprit behind the Umbros cubes from his book, it could end up being the key to saving the world.
Okay.
And a perfect transition to the game's next chapter, The Mysterious Woman. With Luffy, Trunks, and Naruto by my side, we investigate the book that Kane used to make the cube clones. At the same time, we have to rescue and recruit more anime allies from mind control Umbros cubes. While arriving at Team Beta's base, we hear that Marshall D. Teach, aka Blackbeard from One Piece, is attacking New York along with some of the Venoms. Fighting him can be difficult because he's best known for breaking your shield. After beating Blackbeard, Luffy shows up and... Yeah, I forgot that Blackbeard refers to Luffy as Straw Hats. Eventually, like...
Oh, and is this just me, or are you showing his chest and necklaces in the tummy? Continue on.
Yeah, I forgot that Blackbeard refers to Luffy as Straw Hats. Eventually, Light Yagami has a talk with Luffy about food and hunger? I don't know. The point is, I don't trust Light Yagami at all in this game.
Yeah.
He has to be the bad guy in the end, right? Right? Those familiar with Death Note likely already know the answer. But Director Glover needs me at the command room to tell me about an unknown individual by Frieza's spaceship, thinking it might be Kane. After defeating more Venoms, I, along with Luffy and Sanji, transport ourselves to an icy mountain where we encounter not only more Venoms, but also a mysterious girl holding the Umbros book, or at least a book that looks similar to it. She does pass out, which gives us a chance to rescue her and send her back to base. After subduing 2 sets of Venoms, as well as a convo with Naruto about Light's girlfriend, Miss Amane, find out that the mysterious girl's name is Angela. Apparently she remembers next to nothing about why she's holding the book or even who she is. Subdue more Venoms, and then I see Zoro, who tells me that Luffy is in San Francisco and hasn't been heard from since. Maybe he ran into Sonic and Jim Carrey duking it out over there. Okay, what really happened was he's been cornered by both Blackbeard and Frieza, and it's up to me to help out good old Luffy and defeat them both.
Gee, so many people around here want me to solve that problem.
I find Gon, who says that his friend Kahlua is missing, and asks me for help, which I accept.
Yeah.
Because of Kalua's strange behavior, it's best to fight him thinking he's an Umbros clone. Well, after defeating him, it turns out that he was okay and wanted to make sure if Gon was a clone or not. So the Jump Force is in battle against Venoms in Mexico. They encounter clone Togeros, which aren't that hard to beat. But suddenly Blackbeard and Cell join in, making it harder for Yusuke and Super Saiyan Goku. Meanwhile, I have to fight Frieza and Aizen, the main villain of Bleach, with no one by my side. Also, how come Aizen looks like Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid? Might just be the eye patch.
Yeah,
Finally,
exactly.
while fighting them,
Like a pirate or something. Yeah.
hit them both down with no problem. But when Gaara showed up, that's when I started to struggle for a bit because most of his abilities involve sand.
And what are they like, you may ask? Well, like I always say, in the words of Anakin Skywalker,
it's coarse,
Boy.
rough, and irritating.
and it gets everywhere.
It's kind of reminds me of the let's just say, gotta figure out something. The Usual Suspect review of the Star Wars Episode 2 reference. Continue on.
Them, but Goku joins the party just a tad too late. I mean, being late was...
Okay, I know I'm using clips from Dragon Ball Z Bukai. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Continue on. Let's just say that.
Guy for Goku in Dragon Ball Z, whether it was being stuck in a healing tank or being dead.
Wow.
Meanwhile, both Kane and Galena discover how powerful I really am, as we somehow find out what Kane plans to do with the Onyx book. Oh, that's what it's called.
Wow.
世界を作り変えてやる
Moving on to the next chapter, or my description of this game's story in a nutshell, an insidious plot. So apparently the book that Angela is holding is from neither the real world or any of the jump worlds. But they still need her memories to unlock the secrets behind the book. Speaking of Angela, that's exactly what Light is asking me about. Aw, isn't that sweet? A reunion between Yukia and Ichigo. But once they arrive in New York, Galena uses the Dark Umbrus Cube to control Rukia and therefore force Ichigo and myself to fight her and ultimately get the Umbrus Cube out of her, getting her back to normal. But what's this? A top secret mission for Gon Kalua and myself? Director Glover got word that they've lost contact with Kurapika, the last survivor of the Kurta clan from Hunter x Hunter, assuming that he's under mind control of the Venoms. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Oh, and he's accompanied by Hisoka, that maniacal fiend. But yeah, defeat them in battle and retrieve the Umbrus Cube, getting Kurapika back to normal. That also goes for Piccolo and Ichigo. So it turns out that Kane may not be the only one in possession of the book, like that Angela girl I saw. Hello again, Light. Yes, I noticed that my friends were taken over by Venom, so what? Wait, the one responsible is currently at the base camp? My friends are in trouble! I should do something! After making my way to Team Beta's base, both Light and I find out more about this Angela girl.
Yeah.
Well, at least Angela's memory is slowly coming back, but still very faint. Anyway, Director Glover sends both Sanji and myself to the base of Matterhorn to provide backup for Zoro of One Piece and Asta of Black Cover. But uh-oh, looks like Zoro and Asta caught the evil! Yeah, you know the drill by now. But it's until now when they find out that Galena was in cahoots with the bad guys, and they find out that this Angela girl could be the one responsible for the latest incident. Even though she did not have possession of a black book, she may still be considered dangerous.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Galena is still uncertain about Kane's plot to rechange the world and whether it's the right thing to do or not based on what he thinks.
Yeah, exactly.
I find Angela in Beta Base telling me that she's alright and that some Venoms have already attacked more heroes. How, you may ask? Well, it turns out the base camp is in the center of the Umbras, which means there's a traitor among us given the location of the enemy.
Did the manga go? Shh. What was that for?
Way to a vault where the Umbras cubes are kept for safekeeping. And look, Sanji's there with them. This leads to the next chapter, Replicas. Light and I believe that Sanji led the Venoms to the base camp, but Luffy doesn't think so because, well, he's Luffy's friend. Okay, then explain to me why Sanji betrayed you! And as mentioned before, they were only after the Umbras cubes and not Angela's black book. So as Luffy tries to find Sanji, Light believes that the primary suspect is Angela because all the problems started once she got here. While that's going on, Kurapika informs Ryo Saiba and Kenshiro that since Sanji betrayed the Jump Force, they no longer trust the so-called grub he prepared for them. Given Sanji's habit of smoking in the kitchen, I'm surprised they trusted it in the first place. So now I'm given the task to find Sanji and discover his innocence or guiltiness. First we find him in Mexico with Blackbeard, whom I have to defeat in order to continue the search. Luckily you can have two allies of your choice to help you out in battle. That's cool, I guess. In my case, I had Kenshiro and Naruto join me in battle. But unfortunately, Sanji ran out to Paris. Same as before, but this time with Toguro.
It's a fake?
Yes, Tails. Yes.
Yes, Tails. Wait.
It's a fake?
Yeah.
Tails. Yes, it is. Immediately afterward, Director Glover wants me to help Goku and Team Alpha to beat 4 Friezas. So I see we're using replicas to copy Metacooler's stick. And then we fight the real Frieza with his death beam and everything. Also, it's pretty cool that I managed to defeat Frieza the same way as in the anime, as Super Saiyan Goku.
Wow.
But Frieza gets away via wormhole. Because there's too many replicas, each team is split up into groups. Well, that is except for Live myself, who find out that, what a shock, Angela was actually a Galena replica altered to look like a regular girl.
Oh, now I get it.
Wow.
Angela is an anagram of Galena.
Wow.
Duh.
Doy. Anyway.
Apparently her plan was to gain the trust of the Jump Force and destroy it from the inside out. But luckily, Light transports them and myself to the simulated training ground where I now fight Galena for the first time, now with Sanji under her mind control. Fighting Galena is pretty tough based on her special abilities, including a large shockwave she can send out with her staff. Probably best to dodge it whenever you can. Eventually defeat Galena and Sanji as Navigator removes the Dark Umbrus Cube from Sanji, therefore regaining his self-control. But as for Angela...
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, that. So because of Angela's book blast damage, the research facilities have been destroyed. But on the bright side, it still remains in operation. Light and Ryuk meet up with Galena and Kane, who tells them that not only can they make more replicas due to having a large quality of Umbrus Cubes, but wants to join the Venom side because he stood up to Galena.
See? I knew I wouldn't trust him. Not only is he the traitor inside Jump Force, but I also think he's the main villain of the game. I've never seen Death Note, and even I would figure that out.
Yeah.
We then move on to the next chapter, The Twisted Entourage. With the research facilities destroyed, all base camp systems are temporarily knocked offline. Kind of like the game status right now, but more on that later.
Yeah.
So after defeating Goku under Frieza's mind control via Onyx Book, Kurapika and I travel to Asia to find out if Hisoka made contact with the Venoms. But Hisoka wants to wait and fight him to get answers. But of course, he faces unconsciousness.
Wait a minute, one back. Is that Jigsaw? Come on to the whole Jigsaw for the Northern Orange Soul episode. Anyway, continue on.
And fight him to get answers. But of course, he faces unconsciousness, though not faced by Kurapika, and gets away before having more fun. Tee-hee-hee.
Wow.
While doing so, Kane and Galena get in contact with every villain in each of the 3 jump worlds to come to an agreement of restructuring each world after having it destroyed. They include Cell, Blackbeard, and Kaguya, the mother of all chakra in Naruto.
That was strange with Blackbeard, yeah. That was strange with Blackbeard. It makes sense. Continue on.
Blackbeard and Kaguya, the mother of all chakra in Naruto. After assuming that Hisoka made contact with the Venoms, Director Glover finds the likes of Aizen spotted in Japan, not knowing that it's either the real Aizen or just another replica. Gee, I wonder what it could be. They find out it's another replica because they know that the real Aizen could be on some kind of spiritual pressure. Immediately afterward, Deku and I get sent to San Francisco, where they find Galena with brainwashed Zoro and Kenshiro by her side. But why did she do this? Well, she's sick and tired of the world we live in today, with people not showing their emotions and helping those who are powerless, and instead using their power however they want, resulting in lots of hatred and despair, not caring about those who aren't as powerful as others.
Well, at least you know how messed up she is. Whatever her plot is made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
After fighting Galena, she reminds me of what Kane used to be. A man who once used his powers for good instead of evil. Not only that, but the Justice Kane believed him, betrayed him, having his wife and daughter killed, therefore moving him to the dark side. Oh, and the Galena we fought was another replica. Typical. With that out of the way, I now have to help save each of the junk worlds by defeating villains from each world, with a couple of Venoms by their sides. Whichever world you saved last, Kane shows up after defeating the last surrogate, Kaguya in my case. After Kane tells us about pretty much the same thing Galena told us before, it leads to probably one of the most difficult fights in the entire game. Kane. Best to dodge an attack and fight whenever you can. And be wary of his deadly ignition bolt attack that can stun you even when you're blocking. Eventually Kane is defeated as the other Jump Force come to support you, forcing Kane to retreat. Heck, not even Super Saiyan Goku could defeat him. On to the next chapter, Creation. At the Metallic Evil Lair, Galena now knows that their plan to rebuild the world, making the rulers of the world, might happen sooner than anticipated. Back in the base, the situation becomes more critical because the enemy forces are getting stronger, but the lack of the team leaders in check. So here's what Director Glover intends the team to do. Find the enemy's headquarters and launch an all-out assault to destroy said base. Basically, the majority of this chapter involves you and the Jump Force training for the final battle against Kane and Galena. All of them take place in the simulated battlefield to train them, and they can be done in any order you like.
Yeah.
With training complete, Director Glover manages to find the location of the Umbrus cubes thanks to a powerful energy signature in New York. Jeez, this
Wow. Wow, New York. Okay, that makes sense, but how that gonna work? Continue on.
That's a great. Giant gorillas, marshmallow men, CGI iguanas.
Or Godzilla?
Now this. Fighting against Hisoka, Toguro, and Frieza. And luckily you get to fight them with 2 additional allies of your choice. After defeating them, you have to defeat 3 more Venoms blocking your path. Defeating them will finally let you face off against Kane for the final time. It's about the same as the last encounter with his ignition bullet and his awakened ability, Cosmic Overload. Best to block whenever it happens. Eventually you defeat Kane, and at last the story ends. Or so you may think. Director Glover arrives out of nowhere as he takes Kane's Onyx book, claiming that it's his and revealing his true form.
What? What? Do you want?
Enter Prometheus.
I know.
No, not that Prometheus.
What do you say?
Enter Prometheus. No, not that Prometheus.
Yes.
Think of this guy as Jiren from Dragon Ball Super, but with wings.
Wow.
It turns out that Umbrus Brace is his homeworld, and he was the one commanding Galena to manipulate Kane and fuse the worlds.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I personally thought that Light was behind all this. But when I saw Director Glover's transformation and his true reveal, I was shocked.
Wow.
I was really, really shocked.
Wow. You are, Lucas. It was shocking to us. You know, just like how much we expect for this. You know, it just makes sense in any way. Continue on.
I don't know if it was a lighter reveal or something rather, but this...
Okay.
I just never saw it coming.
Me either.
Prometheus leaves Galena to deal with us heroes so he can complete his plan. And surprisingly, it transitions to the next chapter, the Puppet Master. Galena decides to...
Tom reminds me of Muppet, Master of Puppets from Metallica. Continue on.
Releasing replicas all over the world, one of them being her. And seriously? Light's the new director of Jump Force? That's even...
Again, reference to Harry Potter.
worse. I mean, did you not see him change sides early on in the story? They let another bad guy take over Jump Force. Why? Why?
Exactly.
Anyway, they're now tasked to stop Prometheus' plan on rebuilding the world and save everyone's lives. You know, like all heroes do.
Yeah.
So Light informs that the real Galena and a few Galena clones are wreaking havoc, and Light decides to send everyone in teams to battle the replicas, or the real one if they're lucky. With nothing but replicas in Paris and Japan, Light manages to spot Galena on Earth, only to have her appear in 3 places at once. And you know what that means? Yep, we have to fight Galena 3 more times. 2 of them being more replicas, and the other being the real Galena.
Wow.
Power Goku and Piccolo find her in San Francisco. Nope, replica. Naruto, Yusuke, and Dai find her in Japan. Nope, replica.
Wow.
Luffy, Hancock, and I find her in New York. Well, they gotta notice that Sanji redeemed himself by finding the real Galena. But because Sanji wouldn't hurt a lady, that doesn't mean a lady could hurt a man. So that's exactly what she does to Sanji. Thought we defeat her with my abilities. By the way, I love like put myself in a black hole as my awakened ability. That's right. Feed her well, my black hole!
Wow.
Eventually, Galena is defeated as Prometheus shows up yet again. And similar to Kane, Prometheus now betrays Galena. Jeez, does Prometheus trust anyone in this game?
I trust my barber.
But why, you may ask?
What?
One world only has room for one leader.
Wow.
Not you! And once again, Galena plays the role of Spider-Man as Prometheus portrays the role of Thanos. Right down to the bald head. The reason being that he had to secure his role as the key man, or the leader of all worlds. As such,
Wait. Keyman? Oh, come on. Okay, I thought it was Keenan. Okay, continue on.
Tries to create the world of desire. This leads to the final chapter of the game, Darkness and Light. It turns out that Prometheus is literally destroying the world as he said he would.
Yeah, I was surprised because Keenan, and I thought it was Keenan for Keenan and Kel. Continue on.
Do. And seeing Goku's track record at this point, it's pretty much a normal day for him. But oh no! Goku, Naruto, and Kenshiro are surrounded by more Venoms. Meanwhile, in New York, Vegeta and Sasuke are also surrounded by Venoms. This time they defeat the Venoms. Well, roughly of them. Meanwhile, Luffy, Hancock, and Saya encounter more Venoms as Hancock performs her secret weapon not featured in the game, self-decapitation via glitch.
So here's what happened.
Hold on.
In the game, self-decapitation.
Is this zombies? Continue on.
Via glitch.
So here's what happened. After finishing my night duties around the house, I came back to this very room to catch my eyes on Hancock's missing head. I don't think it ever happens in the game, so this is a rare glitch we're seeing, folks.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you're back. So Saya, Aizen, and Ichigo fight off more Venoms, wishing I could play as Hancock with her self-decapitation ability. So Aizen decides to take care of the Venoms while everyone else heads off to Umbras. So remember the metallic evil lair I mentioned multiple times? Well, this is Umbras, and I will give this game credit. At least we have bits and pieces of the manga pages whizzing around in the backdrop. It's actually a nice touch. So everyone meets up at Umbros where they encounter Prometheus face to face as the Key Man, a group that uses the power of the Onyx books to convey the events of the Jump worlds to the real world as stories.
So let me get this straight. If he claims to have written all the manga stories as shown in Jump, then he'd probably be flinging out lawsuits left and right to the credited authors. If it wasn't the writer destroying the world.
Oh, and apparently Prometheus follows the same plot as Zamasu from Dragon Ball Super, in which he influences the universe without meddling directly being forbidden to do so. However, after seeing all the problems in the real world, he decides to do so anyway. And He-Man's true role is to be God himself. I won't believe until I see him change water into wine or walk on water. Or be crucified for our sins. And like Kano from Mortal Kombat, he jabs his hand into my chest and pulls out the Umbrus cube.
Yeah, that was harsh. Continue on.
That initially saved my life. But that still doesn't mean I can still fight. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, because you see, I wanted somebody to save Lucas. Continue on. OddGamer. Anyway, continue on.
Is it just me, or is my character starting to look like some random guy who walked out of an anime convention and zapped into an anime world filled with complex characters? It's here where I fight Prometheus without my special abilities. And let me just say right now, this is the hardest boss I've ever encountered. Seriously, everything I try to do ultimately leads to me dying every time. So I did something that ultimately got me the win. I spam my grab attack at Prometheus and dashing after every attack. Oh, don't look at me like that. I'm sure you tried fighting it legitimately as well, provided you made it this far. Finally, I beat Prometheus.
Wow.
Okay, maybe not. But suddenly, Light and Ryuk show up with a badly injured Kane.
Wow.
Yeah, vague reasons. And despite being battered and bruised, Kane can take multiple blasts to the chest.
I am invincible!
As Kane approaches me, he performs what is probably the most unorthodox organ transplant ever, in which he takes out his Umbrus cube and jabs it into my chest, causing Kane to die. While he may not be invincible anymore, Kane sacrificed his life for me.
Wow. Wow. You know, one thing, like this.
Into my chest.
Yeah, it's just like, wow. Wow.
For me.
Wow.
Now pull my finger. At least I had spiritual encouragement from all the other Jump Force members.
Thursday, January 26th. Goku gets an idea.
He decides that everyone...
Wow, Thursday, January 26th. Right now it's May 30th since I'm taping this one. Continue on.
And in order to lend some of their energy to me. You know, so I can fight this guy. Even though Spirit Bomb didn't defeat Prometheus right away, it at least gave me the will to fight him myself. And because of Kane's sacrifice, I now regain my special abilities. Which means now he can finally face my fury! Vaporize him! Feel my perfect attack! And finally, meet my fist of wrestling God. Yeah!
Yeah!
Man, that feels good. After defeating Prometheus, he explodes. Huh. Wonder if we expected a bigger
I wonder, it's kind of might be a Dainbow difference. T1.
At least the wormholes vanish from existence, therefore saving both worlds. Well, at least you think it is. Life finds an Umbrus cube as he intends to make the world a better place by regaining the power of the Death Note, which means he's probably going to kill a bunch of people. What's this? An epilogue? What else is there to show? While he managed to stop Prometheus' plan to merge all the worlds, they still have to retrieve all the Umbrus cubes as well as the Onyx book. Not to mention that all the Jump villains are still on the loose. So as a result, I now become the new director of Jump Force. Who would have thought that defeating an evil god would lead to me getting a promotion? And there you go, the end of the game and the end of my multiple requests of me reviewing this game. Not so fast, gamer!
Hux? What are you doing here?
You might be done with the game's story, but there's still one more thing to talk about.
Oh yeah? What's that?
This game has multiplayer.
Wow.
Alright, I guess we can talk about that.
Mind if I join you?
Sure, why not?
Awesome, dude!
Without saying much, multiplayer is a one-on-one battle in which you and another player recruit 3 players, including yourself, in battle. At least there's a decent roster of characters to choose from. Oh, and you can also choose a stage. While there is online multiplayer, there's no crossplay, which is sort of a letdown in my opinion. Also, depending on what system you're playing on, online multiplayer can be a crapshoot.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky to find another player playing this game in the first place. Anyway, it's best 2 out of 3 fights that win the match. Nothing less and nothing more.
Nothing more.
Oh man! I really want to play as Light Yagami.
Hux, did you even read the manga?
Well, not really.
I see. Well, neither have I.
That's alright, dude. Anyway, I just want to congratulate you again on your 1,000 subscribers.
Thanks, Hux.
Wow.
No problem. Later, dude.
Wow.
So after all the requests, what did I think of Jump Force overall? Honestly, I don't know what to say.
I mean, when I started playing this game, I thought it was pretty cool. But once I got further into the story, it kind of started to drag a bit, as in having to fight the same enemies multiple times. And you know how I feel about needless repetition.
Yeah.
I guess the developers are trying to combine each of the manga series together into one cohesive plot, but I feel that the overall execution of it wasn't very good. I feel that the majority of people wanted to play this game because they wanted to play as their favorite anime characters.
Yeah.
So at least there's a fanbase side to it. Graphically, it looks pretty good, for the most part. Some of the anime cutscenes look fantastic, but there are some cutscenes in which they hardly emote at all, which comes off as stiff and bland. But at least the characters look like they were taken straight from the manga. Gameplay-wise, it's pretty solid for a fighting game. While it doesn't work as a story-driven game, I can pass it off as a local multiplayer fighting game. The only thing I really love about the fighting levels is the special abilities and the overall combat. It works really well in my opinion. However, I don't think my character controls are that great in the hub world. I felt they moved a bit too slow for my liking. I also don't think the music in this game is very memorable, except for the hub world thing, but only because it's the one piece of music that plays throughout the majority of the game. Had the game been able to get the license to use music from each franchise, I think it would have been more memorable. Plus, I think it would help up with the mood and emotions of the characters. Overall, Jump Force is a game I personally wouldn't recommend, but if you're a huge anime fan and want to play as your favorite anime character in a modern era console, then I guess this game is for you.
But like the game's story, the game itself did not have a good ending.
On November 10th, 2021, Bandai Namco announced that Jump Force would be discontinued. And then...
Wow.
Disaster struck. On February 8th, 2022, Jump Force was delisted from every digital store. And only 10 months later, the game's online servers were shut down. Hence why I mentioned before that online multiplayer would be a crapshoot.
Wow.
It's a sad ending to what could have been a good game, but the backlash from critics and fans have been the ultimate factor of its short yet prominent lifespan.
Yeah.
But on the positive side, I will never play this game again for as long as I live.
Okay, that's good.
Unless you want me to cover the epilogue of the game's story, but that's for another time.
Yes.
I'm the Fairly Odd Gamer, and I wish you all, including my 1,000 plus subscribers, good luck for the rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Take care, everyone.
Hey, dude. page, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon.
And make sure you follow us on social media. Video commission is available. And now, I wish a character vote would end off the video right now.
Oh, hello there, everyone. I'm Scrooge McDuck, the richest duck in the world. Let me start off by congratulating the fairly OddGamer for reaching 1,000 subscribers. An extraordinary feat, I may add.
Good.
So why not also support him on Patreon? Doing this will allow access to the channel server, your name in the credits like these wonderful people, and even access new content before anyone else. Now that is a steal.
Exactly. Thank you.
We'll even be as generous as, say, Luke Jeffers.
That's me.
Even Jake Diffenball. I once again thank you for watching this video as well as supporting the channel. Now let's see if I can be able to settle some deals with Seto Kaiba. I wonder if he'll be able to bring those Yu-Gi-Oh card games over to Duckburg.
So that was, let's say, Very OddGamer episode 71, Jump Force. Let's get the credits rolling, see what happens. Directed and edited by Lucas Bradley, and blah blah. Yeah, we're good. What did I think about this episode? I think it was amazing. So far, this episode was a success, and I was surprised because I was the one of the cameo people in this video. And too bad I wasn't having an outtake because of that. So there you go. It was all there because you see. He's missing an outtake regarding to what happened during the launch saying, please review Jump Force, and unfortunately it was cut from the video. But there you go. So there you go on that. That was LJPCBM episode number 1291. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which will be LJPCBM episode number 1292, which will be about the funding credits for the Lou Jarrett show for my brothers, the Kruger twin brothers, production squad, team squad. Till next time, Lou Jarrett's Bobby so baby. Goodbye, LJPCBM is going to pursue to put it out. See ya.
Given unto me this life I'll never take for granted, and given all the time I failed to really understand it, I never sought to meet the maker of reality, the one who gave the life that which is always happening, but I tried all the time. I ask, why me? Why was I the one to see things as I do under the moonlight and the sun? Perception is the question, and the giver holds the key.